I wasn't going to record this because it's kind of a simple project, but I thought, maybe some people out there might not have thought of this. And what I'm making is a poor man's flagpole. And I'm especially poor now that I bought the welder. Eat All the Birds had a contest, and I won the flag, which in my opinion was the grand prize. And I had a small flagpole, but it's a much bigger flag than what I had on this. So what I've got here is, I'll zoom in, is 2 pieces of pipe. This pipe is 1.25 inches outside diameter, and what it is top rail for a cyclone fence. And this pipe is 1.5 inches outside diameter, and what it is electrical conduit. And they'll slide right into each other with just a small gap right here. What I did was drill a hole and put a screw in there just to keep the pipes from sliding around. And at the very end, there we go. This is what it is a cap that you can get in the fencing department at Lowe's, Home Depot. And what did it have here? It had something on the very end here that I just cut off. I forget what they call it, but anyway, you'll see. And it fits right over the pipe here, and that's to keep the rain from going down in it and filling up with water and rusting out. Now, I can't figure out whether I want to. There's 3 ways I could put this in the ground. Mount it permanent in cement, and then I wouldn't have a way of getting up to the top to get the flag on and off. Or I could mount like eye bolts here and run the flag up with rope like you normally see on a flagpole. Or at the other end, I could mount it in such a fashion where I could lean the pole down and put the flag on or take it off, and then, hold on, let me zoom out. And then you raise the flagpole up and you put a pin through the bottom where it's going to swivel on maybe a couple of angle irons or something like that. But that would flop around and make a lot of noise in the wind. So I think what I'm going to do is put some eye bolts on this, mount this permanently in a couple of 80-pound bags of cement. That ought to hold it up. And I'll show you that when I get to that point. Okay, this is what it's looking like so far. I've decided to mount it in cement and use a rope to hoist and lower the flag. The flag is huge and probably going to be nearly half of this pole, but as long as it doesn't touch the ground, I'm happy with it. So here's what I've done. I'll run a rope through this, and then I've made this to slide up and down the pole. This will fit over the pole, and I'll hook the bottom of the flag to this, and when I raise the flag up with a rope, it'll raise and lower on the pole and then keep the flag attached to the pole. Okay, I'm almost done. I got to go to town and get some cement, and I'll probably have this flag up in a couple of days because I'll have to let that cement set up. These projects like this is why I never throw little scraps of metal away. I made that from a piece of scrap, and I got one last little piece of scrap the same size. I'm going to round the ends off, put them on my grinder, round the ends off, and then I'm going to bend it into one of them things you wrap rope around. I forget what they call them, but you tie a rope around them like they have them on boats and stuff like that. I'm going to round these ends off and I'll show you. Okay, I rounded the ends off and I fashioned it into the whatever you call that thing. And what I'm going to do is weld it up against the pole like that and wrap my rope around it once I raise the flag. Okay, I got it welded on. And I'm glad I remembered to slide that on before I welded that on, because I'm not sure it would have fit over it. And what I'm going to hold the bottom of the flag to that with is one of these. And then a rope around the top of the flag will go through that eye that I welded up there. And one rope is all it'll take. One rope, hoist it up. Alright, I got to get this in the ground. I got to go get some cement and dig a hole. Well, I decided to screw that pole to my fence post here, and the reason is that fence post is in about 400 pounds of concrete, and it ain't going nowhere. And here's that thing right there I made. I'm gonna cut this rope here in a little while, but I got to get a lighter or something out here to cut the or to burn the ends of the rope so that it doesn't fray. Isn't that pretty? Thank you, Eat All the Birds. That's a beautiful flag.